I know I haven't posted in a long time. So today, what I want to kind of share with you is everything I've been doing with Claude Code, as well as some of the other LLMs like Kiro from AWS. And I just wanted to kind of think about how this industry has changed so much. And as a content creator and as a product manager in big tech and like search marketing and advertising, one of the things that I really get fulfilled on is like being able to prototype and build things. And Claude and like all of these like new AI models have made things so awesome for PM. So what I kind of want to share with you guys is what I've built so far today, just to give you guys some inspiration on how you could use it. I did a presentation at work to some folks that were like non-technical, and they were kind of blown away. So I kind of want to share that with you guys as well. So from a PM standpoint, from a business manager standpoint, from someone who owns or wants to own or be a founder, like these are some tips and tricks on basically how I use basically Cloud Code. I actually use the max version, pay $200 a month, but I think it's so well worth it in terms of like everything that I've been able to do with Cloud Code. So I'm going to show you my setup, and this is specific to me managing the efficiency of me creating content online. As you guys know, I am also a mom blogger, a vacation blogger, and I help my mom with her Asian food vlog. And this allows me to kind of manage all of that in one spot. So I'm going to show you a dashboard I've created. I feel as though Cloud Code has unlocked so many doors, especially for those who have awesome business ideas. But the thing about business ideas is like you can only like make money if you sell it, right? And so for me, at least, I'm just going to teach. And so if you guys like what I teach, maybe a product idea could come up. I don't know, but hopefully you guys get something out of it. All right, guys, what you are looking at is an app that I created in order to kind of manage my life. Okay, so my life as a founder. And so, what this app is basically a good morning app. And what it allows me to do is, as someone who wants to be an entrepreneur and run like this content business, I've got a few things that I'm looking at. And this took me all but like 4 hours while I was waiting for my kid at soccer practice to go build. Okay, so it's basically good morning like dashboard, and I have this thing that's refreshing all the time. I've got like the date and the weather here. That's really not needed, but like there's content pipelines here, and each of these are actually apps that I created on their own. And I actually built the blog catalog app first, then the video, which allows me to repurpose content. I'll show you guys here that in a minute, as well as a collage catalog where I post a lot of stuff on Pinterest and build collages that way to get pins that drive traffic to my blogs, which then I make money off of ads. Okay, so all of this is based off of like affiliate links and ads that make me money on the side. This is a box that I said, hey, I want a feature where you can tell me what you can help me with. Okay, and I watched a lot of Alex Flynn's video. If you guys haven't watched his videos, they're pretty awesome. He's all into like Claude Code, and also even like OpenClaw, which is really cool. But I haven't gotten that far yet. Also, there's productivity. So like it's basically I said, hey, give me some productivity tips, and then my North Star focus, right? Like what is my North Star in terms of like where I want to be headed in the future, and so that's where that's at. Trending videos are topics that I want to understand or read about. Right now, I'm really into like Claude Code and learning how to use Claude Code better. And then industry news, I like a lot of like search marketing because that's the space I'm in, search marketing paid, organic. And so I have a lot of industry news. And every time I hit this refresh button, again, each of these features, I literally had to tell Claude Code to build. Do I know how to code? No, I know a little bit about HTML because I built an Instinct website back when I was a teenager, but like that was like decades ago, guys. So like I literally have no tech skills, and Claude Code is allowing me to be able to kind of build these dashboards for myself. For those that don't know, I also use Obsidian as my second brain. And so Obsidian has a lot of my files. It's a local storage. Think of it as Notion, but like on steroids. Like Notion, you can access like in the cloud, and you can do Obsidian as well in the cloud. But overall, what Obsidian allows you to do is like basically be that second brain for you and write a lot of notes. And I don't know what I have, so I don't want to share it with you guys just yet. That should be public. So I'm just gonna show you at least what I have. So then what you'll see here is like, if I go to the boards tab, I've got like app creation, channel specific, efficiency, and random, right? And so this all syncs with my Kanban boards. Okay, so you see that here on my Kanban board, a lot of this stuff syncs to like the board that you just saw in my app, right? So this is like basically what I have in my app today. Again, like I built it so that it syncs. So whenever I update Obsidian or I update this, it syncs together. What I found hard was that like every time I was working, Obsidian only allows you to open like I think a window with like the table on the left and then another window. And so I just needed something that where I could just flip back and forth and write easier. And this is what it allows me to do is like build apps in order for me to like basically go back and forth. And for me, with Claude Code, it allows you to build personalized apps to the way that you work. And so I think that that's gonna be an explosion that we're going to realize really soon, especially as we like hit the adoption curve where the tools are now more mature and people understand what they can do with it. Okay, so then here you can see that these are all channel specific like lists and Kanban boards that I have because I need to manage for every blog different changes. For example, I want to manage like this plugin that I have. These are lead magnets that I have as well. You guys probably download that if you want to. That's really old. And then this is like my main like bread and butter, which is like my lifestyle blog that I have, and then my mom's blog, and then my vacation blog that's just for fun, right? So those are the Kanban boards, and again, they all sync to my Obsidian vault. Okay, so like this is pretty much like how I kind of manage my day to day, and I've pretty much just transferred all of my work and stuff like to like Obsidian, and then it syncs to this app that I've built. And then I've got news in here. So these are different items like sources, like categories, SEO, search marketing, different sources that it pulls from. And then I can refresh it. And then also I have a list where like I want to be able to kind of save this to Obsidian, but I also want it to summarize. And all I have to do is add my OpenAI key or Claude API key into settings. But I'm trying to figure out like, hey, how can I actually summarize it using like the $200 a month like plan without using like every like API call like costs money. And so what I'm going to do as a feature update is to be able to summarize this content in a way that doesn't cost a lot of money. The other thing that you need to think about as you kind of build these apps on your own is that you can get carried away with all the features that you want for it and not actually like you'll stall in what you're trying to do. So I've added the mirror. I'm not going to show you the mirror because it has a lot of stuff that I don't want to show you guys, but basically it allows you to understand what you're working on, be harsh about yourself so that you can understand like how much you're working on like an app or this work, this side hustle versus like actually making real progress. Like for example, the mirror tells me that like, hey, you're not selling enough. Like you're good at building the systems, you're good at building the content, but you're not good at selling the product that you want to sell in order to achieve that like next goal that you're trying to do. So that's pretty harsh. I'm really glad that I have the mirror in there for me to understand. So one day I'll clean it up so you guys can see what it actually looks like. And then again, I showed you guys what the news looks like, and then these are like saved quotes that I love. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back to the brief and I'm gonna refresh it real quick so that you can see what it looks like. And so I'm going to show you the video dashboard. And so I think in terms of catalog, because I actually manage catalogs day to day for my corporate day job, right? And so, and I realized that databases are catalogs. And so I've built a catalog for my blog content, video content, and collage content. Okay, so I'm going to show you the video dashboard, and then you guys can probably figure out what the rest are. So if I go to my video catalog, this is what it looks like. Again, the UX isn't consistent across the board because I built these completely at different times, right? Like I think I started with the video catalog first and then the blog catalog or vice versa. But this allows me to like look at my calendar of when I'm posting things, right? And then I want to be able to have a library of all of the content that I have and basically understand like how I can repurpose the content. So I can see like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, right? And then I've got unique creatives and they're all like, categorized completely differently. Okay, so you can see like, hey, why your products aren't showing. I think that's me like talking about, paid search and then launching to 20 different marketplaces because, I manage like launches worldwide for my company. And let's say I wanted to repurpose this, right? Because these are the 3 channels that I'm really active on. So I'm going to, let's pick one for a second here. All right, so this one is not posted yet, but I posted on TikTok. So I have a link. Again, I added all these features one by one, right? And I iterated over time. Okay, that didn't work. All right, I don't know what's going on. So here's one. People telling me, are you technical or not technical? Okay, So that's my video. And so what's great about that is I can go in here and click on edit. And what I wanted to do was be able to repurpose stuff. So here, I'm going to use an open AI token to repurpose this. Again, I use Claude Code to create the app, but I use OpenAI token because I think it's cheaper. And I also put in like when I actually have a YouTube video going out. And so the dot means that I have a YouTube video going out. Here, I'm going to hit 26, hit upload and schedule. I set up all the APIs on the back end, right? Like I said, hey, like go have a section where I can put the API key and do this for me, right? And it walked me through how to pull the the API keys. It told me how to create Google Cloud. I mean, it walked me through all that. Am I like technical? No, not really. I'm like maybe halfway there, but like Claude Code will walk you through all of this. And so you'll see that YouTube will have that posted. So I'm going to go into YouTube Studio. Okay, so here it is. Understanding what being technical means, and it's scheduled. See? So now it's uploaded, which is great. And so if I hit refresh here, I should be able to kind of see that I was able to post it. Okay, so here it is, right? The 26th. And so that's my calendar. This is my library. I wanted to be able to kind of toggle by platform, by unique creatives. I also have like published status. So you can see here in like these columns right here. Again, it's not perfect, but like these are things where like you have to see like, do you want to just take another hour to make sure that these columns work well, or do you want to just be functional and be posting all the time? So those are the trade-offs as a product manager by trade that you have to make. Like, is it worth your time to go fix that, or do you just need to like make sure that the feature of like repurposing your product and your content is like prioritized, right? So you have to make those ruthless prioritization choices as your own product manager. And then metrics here, this is, I've learned this a lot in my corporate career. And so like metrics are really important. And so what I want to do is like have inputs and not outputs. Like if the output is like, hey, like if you do all the things right, how much money are you going to make? And like ads is where I make my money. Affiliate income is where I make my money. And so what I want to do is actually have an inputs dashboard. Like what am I doing in order to drive those outcomes, right? And so what I wanted to see is like, hey, how many posts did I publish in the last 14 days? How many creatives do I have? What is my reach and what's my audience? So these are kind of like outputs, kind of. But what this tells me is that like, hey, how many people am I reaching with my content? What is my channel performance, right? And so it does all this calculation with me, and every week, right, when I refresh, it's updating this, which is really, really cool. I added the definitions in here, the content reuse, platform coverage, and so on and so forth. So what I want to tell you guys is like, this is an amazing time. If you have really awesome like software ideas or ways that you can like manage the business well, this is a great time for you guys to kind of showcase those skills even to yourself, right? And so I'm super excited that I'm able to kind of like cross post this content, because what I want to do is be able to enable people to create content and also be able to teach them some of the workflows and efficiencies that I've learned along the way in both my side hustle that I've done for like 15 years that I keep, you know, pecking at it, to my corporate career where it's a full-fledged like, hey, I'm managing like worldwide product sales and like search marketing. And what I wanted to do with this video is to be able to inspire you guys in terms of like what type of content you can make with Claude Code, what type of software you can make with Claude Code. I am a true believer that like if you are using an app and you hate whatever feature it is, go build it. Try to build it on your own, because that's what I did. I had Kanban boards, I used Trello, I used like Notion, I used Obsidian, and none of them were working for me. But what worked for me was basically creating my own app and syncing it to Obsidian so that I could have like this like local storage, but also this like UI that made it really easy for me to have that window open when like Obsidian wouldn't let me have another window open. So what I'm telling you guys is like, go ahead, go try Claude. Like I would start with like the $20 plan, and then you might hit the tokens and then move up to the $100 plan. It is so worth it. And what I've learned about it and about myself in terms of like these features meant that like, I know I have to ruthlessly prioritize like the stuff that I'm doing in order to achieve my outcomes. And one of these days, I'm going to show you the mirror. I might put a prompt down below and give that to you guys so that you guys can have your own mirror, so that you guys can see what it brings back instead of looking at my stuff. So I hope this is helpful to you guys. If you liked videos like this, go ahead and subscribe, and then hit the like button because that'll really help me out in the algorithm.